like other sources of income do you do instead of like? Because I mean, at the end of the day, everybody wants to do this for a living, right? Everybody wants to make money to be able to do this full time.
Yeah.
But to do it full time, you need to have a certain like standard. You need to have certain equipment. You need to know what you're doing.
Yep.
You know.
Well, currently.
Yeah. Currently and before, like, what were some of the things you would do to like rack up some money to invest?
Kind of fun the habit.
Yeah.
Well, starting out, I didn't really have a job because I was young, going to school. But at that point, I was starting to get pretty good at the recording part. So I would record for, like I had mentioned, $20 a song, 25 at first, and just depending on what I was recording.
Yeah.
People from school, usually. And then, got a little bit more in depth with things, and then I got a job. Once I got a job, it was nice because I was able to start affording better interfaces, better mics, and things like that. I was working at Pizza Hut at the time, also doing tutoring on the side. But as we had mentioned, when the equipment and the knowledge gets better, because I was recording more and more, even though I had a job, and at different places, I was able to get more money, get more knowledge, get better equipment, therefore charge a little more, build the space up that I was in. I had a home studio, and I had it in one bedroom of the house, and I remember the room was blue, right? Just this whole blue color. And even then, that's when I got the big mixer in there. And if you look at pictures of the home studio, it kind of is like, oh, wow, yeah, that looks pretty cool. In fact, it's very similar to what we have in here already, I moved into a bigger room of the house, and then I realized, okay, I need to get this out of the house. And at that point, I was teaching music as well. So teaching, recording more, producing more, it was all helping to kind of fund what was happening. And then I finally got this place, which, I got a really good deal renting it out. They were okay with me putting another wall up so I could split it into 2 rooms. And it's, like I had mentioned, a home away from home.
Yeah.
So this kind of sustains itself, not a huge amount of profit from this because COVID especially.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of people in here lately, but I'd get mixing jobs, I get mastering jobs, I get just demo recordings, and I get the full shebang sometimes too.
Yeah.
But all of those add up to keeping the dream alive, really, because this is really what I want to do.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I still have a regular job, somewhere in the tech industry in the Bay Area. And when I come home, I still teach music. I still work in the studio. I still, produce, not in the sense of like rap beats anymore, but podcast intros, background music, and things like that. Just try to do whatever you can that keeps it alive for you, and mixing it up with different sources of musical income. It's nice. It starts rounding you out a little bit more too.
Yeah. Because you're always just finding what you could do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, for example, it doesn't always have to be recording music. Like how you said, you could do podcasts. You could.
I have a regular podcaster that comes in. We do episodes pretty often. I have a voiceover guy occasionally, where he'll just come lay down on, something kind of like I don't know what they usually are. If they're commercials or if they're just kind of in between things for radio podcast or things like that. But yeah, just having a variety is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it teaches you more and more things every time you do each, piece.
Yeah. So you recording would be your ultimate full-time thing. Like you could just wake up, record every day, and engineer. That's what you're going for?
Yep, that's what I would love to do. Whether or not it'll happen, you just got to stick with it long enough. But I also do enjoy the 9 to 5 that I have too. If I can balance them both and still have a good studio and maybe even have another engineer that I work with, I can outsource the work to, or have him record at the studio, that would be really ideal.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, living the dream, right?
Yeah. And do you smoke when you record?
Well, when I record, sometimes, not usually. In the mixing process, usually, because it's by myself. kind of do that.